Good evening, 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 good evening. It's your brother E. Here once again to spread some positivity. So, guys, I was inspired to make this video tonight after watching dope discussions with Miss Danica Marie and Miss Six the Goddess. I've been a fan for a while, and what I like is they try to big up the black men, and that's rare, believe it or not, for black women to do that these days. So as a black man, I appreciate it, especially a black man in professional America who trying to get out the street, trying to stay out the street. It ain't easy for nobody, any human, to be honest. And it ain't easy for black women. But to me, it seemed the hardest for a black man. Because believe it or not, in corporate America, the black women don't really treat us with respect and dignity for the most part, unless you got to put your foot on their neck in a certain type of way. Like, don't take no crap for them or be stern and firm with them. But really, you just be trying to show love to them like you showed everybody else. And that junk it hurts. But that's how it is in a lot of ways. But these young women, instead of always blaming the man, because we do have our issues, we do have things we got to work on, we do got to take responsibility for our actions. And that's going to be the majority of this video. But instead of blaming us, they gave us advice, and then they put themselves in front of the mirror and said what they can do better to be women and black women and to help their black kings. And guys, this is not about a black or white thing, because we all one family. But the black race does need help in our mentality, the way we view ourselves, the way we conduct ourselves. We need to step it up another level. And I always say, starting with me. Because I'm responsible for me, and I'm out there a cigar for me. And I ain't trying to make no excuse. But ladies, thank y'all for what y'all doing. Y'all probably get a lot of hate from women who don't want to change, who want to play the victim, who want to use men, who don't want to stand for nothing. Y'all probably get a whole bunch of flack from them. But I'm here to tell you, us men who try to make some of ourselves and hopefully have families and take care of families the right way, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Because it ain't too many like you doing it. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I ask y'all to keep it up. Please. God bless y'all and y'all families. Because y'all standing for something. And because of that, y'all gonna be remembered forever. The unrighteous, they ball and prosper temporarily. And when they pass on, they name rot. And then their offspring gotta live with that heavy burden on their shoulders and try to make a difference, or they continue in it. But the righteous, like a palm tree. No matter what come, y'all gonna be able to stand. The wind gonna blow, and you might have to move with it, but it ain't gonna break you. Ooh, I appreciate y'all. Y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know what the black man gotta go through. Started from the day he was born, being raised in his home, then his neighborhood, school, work, the media, the law. Like, thank y'all. Thank y'all for acknowledging those of us who trying to do something. Kevin Samuels, thank you for putting the stats out there. Nino Brown, thank you for the encouraging word. Mr. Richard Fain, thank you for teaching us finances. Joe Austin, I love you, thank you. Bishop Dale Bronner, thank you. Some of the people I watch. And now, guys, let me talk about the men. Because the Bible say a man should teach a man and a woman should teach a woman. So I'm not here to teach a woman then tonight. I'm here to talk about who we've been called to be. Now, are we going to live it perfect? Most likely not, we human. But we got something to aim for. We got something to aim for. We got perfection to aim for. So black man, let me tell you who you are. Because I don't know if anybody ever told you. You are a child of the Most High God. The God who made everything. My time is going off because I'm cooking some vegetables. But it'll be fine. Black man, you are not a curse. You are not a mistake. You're not worthless. You wasn't born to die. You wasn't born to live in poverty. You wasn't born to go to jail all your life. You wasn't born to be a criminal. You wasn't born not to be educated. You wasn't born to have multiple baby mamas. You wasn't born to pimp on women. You my brother. And you are my brother. And you're a better version of a man than me. You my brother. A child of God. The Most High God. And this what he did. He gave so much power to you. For the example being Adam. That he named every animal in the garden. And to this day, we call those animals by them names. We don't call an elephant a mouse. We don't call a lion a snake. We don't call a shark a dog. We call an elephant an elephant, a lion a lion, and a shark a shark. So in other words, what you speak, what you label things in your life, in your kingdom, in your environment, shall be so. We are not gods. We are the children of God. Now, once we die and pass on, we shall be like him in the spirit form. But we not God to where we can't make ourselves no taller than how we already born. But you have his power to create, to sustain, to build, to protect, to love, to forgive, to lead the way. You got that power of our daddy, but we not our daddy. It need to be that level of respect there for him. And we need to respect one another. That's why I don't walk around calling people the N-words. Because you ain't an N-word. You are a child of God. You my brother. You a man. Men are powerful. Men were made to do good. We weren't made to war. That's insecurities in man. What we war for? Territory that don't belong to us. It belongs to our daddy. So we should be sharing everything. Even if we speak different languages, even if we live in different countries, even if we different skin colors, we still family. So take that to your neighborhood. How we warring over neighborhoods when we don't own those neighborhoods? We were meant to be stewards in these neighborhoods. In other words, we were meant to operate these neighborhoods on our daddy's, God's behalf. When if God put a gun to somebody's head and blew their brains out? When if God called a woman a B or H? When if God called us an N-word? When? Never. But he has saw us in our lowest points. It told us we can make it. He has been patient with us when we were living in the kind of way. And said, I'm gonna give you another chance. But you keep playing, you gonna take yourself up out of here. You go make the consequences, and it ain't gonna be my fault. He had put a roof over our head, food in our belly, clothes on our back. He has given us a mind. Listen to the rap. You guys are geniuses to put them words together like that. If you can figure out how to trade drugs, you gotta know the right amount of quantity to sell for a certain price. Then you gotta figure out how to distribute it. Then you gotta find customer base of clientele. Then you gotta know accounting to know how much this and that is. You guys can run corporations. So everything that we need to succeed is already in us. We just gotta apply our minds to living right. And I know a lot of gangs and stuff, that stuff formed because of that. That's all we had growing up. And if somebody from over there take out one of our family members, we consider it on for the rest of our lives. But guys, look how many young men we done lost to this stuff. We lost so many. And y'all know the names. I don't even want to say them. Because people go say I'm clout chasing. Nah. They're my brothers out here getting killed. I don't care what hood or city they from. I don't care if they blood or crip. I don't care if they from 63rd or 64th. I don't care. Y'all my brother. And we land each other to waste. Guys, we gotta answer daddy for this stuff. And daddy made 2 places for us. One gonna be up there with him. Some people call it heaven. Another gonna be down there. Hell dumped into the lake of fire. And it ain't his choice of where we going. It's our choice. So imagine this, since we say he ain't fair. You got 2 brothers. They said you got me and my brother D. D, that man live righteous. He try to do everything he can to make sure he a living example of a man in this earth. Say you got me. I'm just a cold, hard, stone cold killer. Now, I ain't gonna change because I got my life to show my actions. When we die, and we got to spend eternity somewhere. Daddy love both of us, but Daddy not finna risk putting D in jeopardy by having me there with him, because he know how I am. So he gonna have to, hey, I love you, son, but you can't be up in here because I already know what you're gonna do. I gave you all this time to show me differently because I wanted you here with me and I wanted you here with D. But you chose to be a stone cold killer. So son, as much as I love you, I gotta send you this way because of my choices. So I can't be like, Daddy, man, F you. You ain't caring nothing about me anyway. Yes, I did, son. I sent people and told you what you're doing ain't right. I told you to stop. I had the laws in place. It wasn't the police coming at you. It was me putting that in place for you to get correction to stop. And to see it'll be consequences for doing that stuff. But you chose to keep doing it, E. What you want me to do? Have you up here knocking everybody off? I can't allow that. Brothers, it's no different. That's why people they be like, man, what? You this and you that, man. Listen, man. I don't got to prove to nobody. And they ain't gonna try to. Because this life ain't all there is. It's a life after this. And we'll start to focus on reality. Let's make the most of this life with the intent of doing the best we can to get to heaven. We'll start making better decisions. Now, that leads us to our ladies. Now, I told y'all at the beginning how a lot of times it's difficult to deal with black women. No lie. Especially sometimes it's like the more educated they are, the more nasty they are towards they are. But at the same time, guys, it's some phenomenal black women I work with. At the same time, and man, they get a very, very best for me. These young ladies, so all along, but I'm just talking about the black ones now because we the races in the most turmoil and we the races need the most help right now. We got some black women. They would get up, be to work early. They would do their best job for you. And they would go home and do the best they can with their family or by themselves. Whether they married or they're not married, whether they got a child or not, man. These young women, man, hats off to you. They get it all. Do they have their bad days? Yes, they do. Do they get attitudes at times? Yes, they do. But you got to take into consideration their total performance. And for the most part, not 95% of the time, they put it on the line. They giving their very best. Now, as a man, back to us. What's my role as their leader? Let's say we get a task and it got to be done by a certain deadline. I can always go in there and say, this has got to be done, do it this way, it better be done by this time. And that's what most people think leadership is, being overbearing to somebody or telling people what to do. That is a form of leadership. But I'm here to tell you, you ain't gonna have a high retention rate at your organization treating people like that. And it ain't gonna promote creativity. So there ain't gonna be no growth in your processes. The customers probably ain't gonna be satisfied because the employees ain't satisfied. And it's just a recipe for disaster. A true man, right? If our job is to reflect our daddy in our position, God don't come slapping us in the face saying you better do this or else. Now, at times in the Old Testament when he started out, he had to slap some stuff around. They ain't know who they were dealing with. But as time went on, he sent Jesus to show that everything we do has to be done not through being bossy, not with a bad attitude, not with muscle, but through love. Love and patience and forgiveness and compassion. That's what being a man about. Took me, my mid-20s to understand that after I read the Bible, to figure out what a man's supposed to be. Because we were raised, don't let nobody disrespect you. They do, you better have your business. Get your money. See with as many girls you can. And we go die young anyway. So live it up. And then it switched to you only live once. Nope. We're going to live in this life and then we're going to live again, so we're going to live forever. And based upon our condition now, our actions now, based upon our heart condition towards God and others, go determine how our eternity go. And I know we live in a day and time to where people don't believe in God and we created the universe. I know that, and I ain't knocking nobody. Believe what you believe. But the reason I believe what I believe, because something or somebody had to make the universe. Sperm, egg, liquid, and some material forms. From it grows a fetus. From a fetus grows a baby. From a baby grows a teenager. From a teenager to an adult. To now. Man, I just think about how wise God is. For him to be able to give us thoughts. I mean, the things he made that we can't see is incredible. You ever ride through the city at nighttime and the city lights on, and you just see the lights from the buildings? You like, man, it was men, hands, me and you, men like me and you, who built them buildings, designed the blueprints. Oh, people came in, men and women built those buildings. Men and women come in and decorated to where the office is set up this way and furniture now. That's just the buildings. But then look at the hills. You ever been to Hawaii, man? That's what Goldie said. You ever been to Hawaii, man? You ever see them plush green hills? You ever see trees, how tall they get? Oh, from a seed that was buried in the dirt, in the darkness. But God said that it would grow. You ever look at the clouds? How you can fly through it, yet it can hold rain. And so much rain that it can flood a place. When you go on a cruise ship, you in all that water, and it's holding that ship up. But yet you could throw a penny over the side, and that penny will sink to the bottom. Water that you could wash your face with enough pressure, it can cut through metal. That's just the things we can see. When the sun comes up, and the sky be all these different yellows and pinks and all that stuff. or it's a blue sky that day, and the sun don't even come up, we rotate because we rotate around the sun. Jesus, the Son, our life is supposed to rotate around him. Love, forgiveness, patience, compassion. You see? Our life should rotate around that stuff. And then our woman should rotate around us. See? And man, I know most time these women don't want to listen to what we got to say. And then they say, I'm looking for a man to be a leader. No, they not. I understand, gentlemen. Trust me. Trust me. But just because she ain't gonna do what she's supposed to do, don't mean I can't do what I'm supposed to do. I gotta do what I'm supposed to do, if she do hers or not. Because you may just run into that one who gonna get with the program. And they exist. I just watched a show with two of them tonight. My big sister Tiffany, woman of God. Good woman. Do the right thing. They out there. They scarce. But they saying the same thing about us. They saying the same thing about us. And I know I'm guilty of not being the man I'm supposed to be. But it's bad for my body. And the one thing that can make it all work for me, for you, is making a decision to want to do the right thing. Making a decision. Because once we make a decision, our actions will follow. They'll correspond. So, I'm gonna give an example. A few examples of men whose life was recorded. Different types of men, different type of relationships, but how they all responded to each in the way in which God was ultimately pleased. My first is the story of Joseph, and I told the story about him before, but I'll tell it again. How much time I got? It's almost 28 minutes. Joseph was the 11th of 12 boys born to his dad, and he was born to his dad at an older age. And his dad had a couple baby mamas, but Joseph was his dad's favorite. And Joseph, God had chosen him to be a leader. And so how God showed him this, God gave him a dream, two dreams. One to where they was in a field and there was 12 sheaves of wheat, I believe. Or 12 bundles of wheat, guys. Imagine that. Just 12 wrapped up bundles of wheat grains. And 11 of the wheat grains of the bundles bowed to him, to one sheaf of wheat. And that was representative of him. And it was showing that his 11 brothers were going to serve him when he got older. And then he had another dream to where the planets and the sun and the moon bowed to him, showing that his brothers again was going to serve him, and so were his parents. And when he told his brothers that, man, they hated him for that. This is flesh and blood brothers, not his boys in the street or his boys from the neighborhood or boy from the block. This is his own brothers. So one day his dad had they went to go take care of some work, and his dad had sent Joseph to check on the boys, on his brothers. And they were planning to kill him. But one of them said, nah, we can't kill him because this is going to break Dad's heart. So what they did, they threw him in a pit. And they left him for dead. But it was a caravan coming through. Now the caravan was his dad's brother. And his dad and his brother had got into some stuff when they were young. So you see the generational dysfunction just kept getting passed down. Just like today, guys, you got to be the one to end it. I got to be the one to end it. We can't wait for our children to do it. We got to do it for them. Lead us by example. Right? So they sold him to and then the people took him to Egypt. In Egypt, he was a slave, and he was a foreigner now. So he didn't speak the language. But because he had integrity, because he had love, because he had patience, because he had compassion, because he had integrity, because he forgave, he was going to flourish no matter where he went in this world. Same for you, gentlemen. No matter where you go in this world, if you got love, if you got patience, if you got integrity, if you got compassion, and you will have to forgive, because some stuff gonna happen. That's life. You will be fine no matter where you go. And if you don't believe me, look at me, and y'all know where I come from. The ones who know me. I shouldn't even be here, but I thank God that He allowed me to be here. He brought me here, and now He allowed me to teach you what I've been through, so you can avoid the mistakes I made and have a smoother and quicker way to your destiny. Joseph, when he was there, he worked so good and so hard that the man in charge noticed him. Took him out the fields and said, man, I want you to run my house. That's just like you working at your job and the people from headquarters come down and say, no, we don't want you working mopping the floors no more. We want you to come and work in the headquarters, and you the president of the company. When he was in there working, he was also handsome and strong. And the head man wife was like, hey, I want to sleep with you. And what would most of us do? We'll knock it down. We'll beat the brakes off, won't we? Oh yeah. This young man of love, patience, compassion, integrity, forgiveness. He said, ma'am, your husband put me in charge of this house. And he said, I can have anything in this house with the exception of you. So out of respect for you, your husband, myself, and my God, I can't do it. And she stayed at him, and he refused to sleep with this woman. One day